Oscar Pistorius took off his prosthetic legs, stood in front of the judge with his head bowed, trembling and crying. The athlete looked humiliated. The defense team told the court it's important to show how vulnerable Pistorius was on the day he shot and killed his girlfriend, Reeva Steenkamp.
This is the person. It's 3 o'clock in the morning. It's dark. He's on his stumps. That's all common cause. Not on his legs. He's not running around the track. He suffers from an anxiety disorder. We know that the uncontested evidence was that when he was on his stumps, his balance was seriously compromised. And without anything, he would not be able to defend himself. He was anxious. He was frightened. That frightened finding is not gone. And he was suffering from an anxiety disorder. That's not gone. This must all be seen in the context of his disability and the pervasive effect of the disability.
Despite this, the prosecutor asked the court not to deviate from the prescribed minimum sentence of 15 years, accusing Pistorius of not having shown remorse.
Any person having just killed someone would feel remorseful, would not have wanted to do it, would feel sorry. Having killed Reeva, I'm sure he thought, why did I do it? She's not there anymore. But my lady, real remorse would have been the accused taking the court into its confidence, telling the court why I fired those shots, why I acted in the way I did, so that the court can accept that, my lady. We don't have that.
Nell said the lack of remorse is disrespectful to the court and to the victim. The prosecuting team spent some time asking the judge to allow them to show photos of Reeva Steenkamp's dead body. The request came from Reeva Steenkamp's father, Barry Steenkamp, who pleaded with the court that he wants the world to see how brutally the killing was. The judge granted the request. Earlier in the day, Reeva Steenkamp's cousin told the court that the family wants Pistorius to tell the truth.
All we've ever wanted is the truth. And I know people said, but you got the truth, but we didn't. Oscar's version changed so many times. And I never ever heard him saying that I apologize for shooting and murdering Reeva behind that door.
The case has been adjourned. Sentencing will be heard on the 6th of July. Yolisa Njamela, CCTV, Pretoria.
Let's quickly revisit our lead story this hour of day 3 of proceedings in the Oscar Pistorius murder sentencing, which wrapped up with the state asking that Pistorius be jailed for 15 years. For further insight into this story, we are joined from Johannesburg by criminal lawyer Tian Hubert. Tian, what do you make of the Pistorius sentencing proceedings so far?
Good evening. Thank you for having me. The first 3 days have been quite interesting. The first day was fairly straightforward, where we had testimony from a psychologist giving his report back. I think it was done professionally and sufficiently. The state had tried to make him, discredit him, but I think he kept well under the examination. The second day was much more emotional, with Reeva Steenkamp's father giving very personal his feelings about Reeva's death and how it affected the family. We had some testimony from the nurse Mashaba, who told the court that Oscar Pistorius had thrown a tantrum when he could not obtain the medicine which he needed. She tried to show the court that he's aggressive and emotional, but this is the first time that this has come from the sentencing proceedings, that he has shown such a tendency. Today all the punches were pulled, however, when Oscar Pistorius was paraded in front of the court, and I think in an attempt to get to Judge Masipa's more softer side. As we all know, Judge Masipa herself has some, as a handicap herself, struggling to walk. Oscar was visibly emotional, and I think they tried to soft soak the court with that move. Then the state, in turn, wanted to use 6 photos of Reeva Steenkamp's body. Judge Masipa must still make a finding on that, and we will hear on Friday morning whether she will allow these photos to be shown to the court.
All right, Ian, we have to leave it there for now. Thanks very much for joining us. That's Diane Uber joining us live from Johannesburg.